you've been working with a couple other legends as well, like Tom Gibbons with Rangemaster, and
Mhm.
I think you did a lot of work with Gary Spalding as well.
Dave Spalding.
Dave, why do I keep doing that? So yeah, Dave Spalding. I don't know why I make that association. I think there's somebody out there named Gary Spalding. I think he's a race car driver or something like that.
Could be.
So, but yeah. So, what is it like working with Gary Spalding? And did I say it again?
You did.
Oh my god! So we're leaving that in too.
Yeah.
So, what's it like working with Dave Spalding? Dave,
Uh,
and
it's been it's been
yeah,
very again very rewarding and very humbling to have several guys like of Tom and Dave's um, their stature in the business take an interest in my development and help that along. Um, I actually hosted Dave about 2016, I think it was, for a class and did the adaptive pistol because there were several of his combative pistol classes scheduled in my area and I didn't want to compete with them. And then I was at Tom's house and he and John Hearn and I and John Murphy and Tiffany and Nikhil and Lynn are all sitting around and we're watching one of Spalding's videos. And we're trying to figure out what he's doing with these inboard manipulations. And I was like, well, let's just go to his class. And so Tom and John Hearn and I signed up for a Spalding class and we went as students. And that was fun because we get up each morning, go eat breakfast, go to the class, spend all day in class, then we would go to dinner. And Dave went to dinner with us a couple of nights. And then it was like we'd go back to the hotel and sit around and talk about the entire day and whatever else the discussion led to. So it was very fun from a learning experience and plus the social aspect of that. From there, I ended up going to a couple of more Dave's classes, and a friendship developed, and text and call and email and all that kind of thing. And he said he was going to do his instructor development class, and I'm like, wow, I would love to get that certification, but I had already agreed to help Tom with a class in Wisconsin. Well, I can't call Tom. I said, you know what, Tom, I'm going to bail on you and go help this other guy. And
I got a pretty good idea how that would go.
yeah, and so I wasn't able to go to the handgun combatives instructor class. And so I kept pestering Dave about doing another one. He's like, no, I'm not going to. Well, then I had the chance to teach at his home range. And I taught a shotgun class on Friday, a carbine class on Saturday, and a pistol class on Sunday. And he came to all three classes. And at the end of the third day, he walks up to me and he's holding this folder in his hand. He said, I know you weren't able to come to the class. He says, I know you know my material because you've been to 4 classes that I teach. He said, now that I've seen you organize and present 3 different platforms over 3 different days, everything, I'm satisfied that you will do the material justice. And he handed me a handgun combatives instructor certification. Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's whatever. There's another gentleman, and I can't recall his name correctly, that also got a certificate in such a manner. Dave awards that belt buckle if you uh, if you shoot his skill on demand drill, or you can clean a standards on one attempt. And I've got 2 belt buckles. This other guy's got 5. So that's yeah. I'd say he's got a pretty good handle on
That's
things.
pretty strong. Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's me and him, and I think the 19 guys went through the instructor certification class. Um, I hosted Tom for my very first open enrollment class in April of 2014. Prior to that, every bit of training I'd had been through the law enforcement government sector. And I hosted Tom because I was trying to develop my own program with the sheriff's office. Like, I need some other sources. And lo and behold, next thing I know, he's put his, so to speak, taking me under his wing and is giving me list of books to read and classes to attend and stuff. And finally, I was like, okay, I'm done with the list. What do I do now? I was like, well, now you start teaching. And here we are. And he invited myself and the other 4 staff members to his house one weekend, and we thought we were coming to work on a history project. Like we were going to do like a private class with Tom that was about the history and evolution of firearms training. and we had a bunch of pre-work we had to do. Everything when we showed up, he's like, "You five are going to," well, at the time, Akil wasn't part of it, so you four are going to codify the Rangemaster Doctrine. And so we sat in Tom's living room and argued about what the Rangemaster Doctrine was. And Tom would go into another room. And if we heard us get our sticking point, he'd come out and referee, or he'd come out every so often, "Okay, show me what you got." And we developed a presentation of about the 10 principles of what is the Rangemaster Doctrine. And we present that each year. We do a Rangemaster Instructor Reunion. And if you come to that, you get to see that presentation. And it's like, here is the doctrine. And
Man, that sounds incredible.
it was. It was, we
Yeah.
carried Hearn. It's,
I'm sure he's gonna watch this too. Yeah. Um, what is going on with you and Hearn? I don't understand. It's just-
well,
but
if you spend any time around him, you'll understand.
yeah, he's an incredible. I mean, when you look up the word nerd in the dictionary, like that's the thing though, because I speak nerd.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I relate to that. So, but yeah, like imagine that sitting in Tom's. So was that while Tom was living in Memphis, or was it in Florida, or what?
Florida, Florida.
Okay, yeah,
Now,
pretty cool.
I did my Rangemaster Instructor Development class. Was the last event ever held in the Rangemaster facility. We went to lunch and came back, and there was a note on the door that the facility was closed.
Wow. So that was 2014.
That would have been August of 2014.
Wow.
And they moved to Florida a couple of years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. You talked about let's see, you hosted some classes at Dave Spalding's home range. Oh, what what is his home range? Is it Boondocks or
No,
somewhere
Dave
else?
actually lives in the Dayton, Ohio area.
Okay.
And he was a member of the club there, and the club brought me in to do the classes. Well, the member of the club did.
Mm. I
And
I regret not going to a Dave Spalding class. Because I think once a year he would have courses at Boondocks Firearms
hmm
Training Academy and
yeah.
like Raymond, Mississippi.
hmm
Um, I always told myself I'll go next year, I'll go next year, and now there's no more next year.
It's funny that you say that. I was reading a Louis Hour book when Louis passed away.
Oh wow.
Oh, Hour book. Um, like I had just found out about him, and I started reading this book, and then I'm on Facebook, and I see that he's gone. Um, Kind of about the time I was becoming aware of Pat Rogers, he passed away.
Yeah.
And, so then it became a mission. All right, I'm going to get to as many of the Gen 1 and guys as I can. I was fortunate enough to be a part of a group that went and trained with Larry Mudgett a year and a half ago.
Hmm.
And, you know, he was 74 at the time. So how much longer is he going to be active in the business? And so if you're out there and you're trying to decide on which classes to go to, and you got the young new hotshot or the legendary guy, the guy that's been
Yeah.
doing it a minute, okay, the young hotshot may or may not be around in another year. Go train with the old guy, because you'll have more opportunity to get back to the other guy at some point.
Yeah. Folks, I want to give a very special thank you to Top Gun Shooting Range here in Memphis, Tennessee. This is where I teach personally. You can shoot our fully automatic machine guns in a safe and controlled environment. We also have a barbecue restaurant right here in the building. Ferguson's Barbecue has 4.7 stars on Google reviews, and also is the only public range in the Mid-South that allows you to draw from the holster. And personally, I believe that that's the best way for you to practice for handgun self-defense. Folks, I do not shill for anybody. I promote the causes that I believe in. And I believe in Top Gun Memphis. Come by and see us.